Yo, 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ Envy.
Thanks, man. What up, Charlamagne the God?
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday. What's happening?
Yes, it's Thursday.
We here, man. You might as well say it's the weekend. Thursday is the start of the weekend, if you want it to be. Because I always say we need a 3-day weekend, right? We either got to have Friday off or Monday off. Being that we have neither, Thursday should be your day where the weekend starts.
Although some people work on the weekends.
That is true. I'm not speaking for those people, though. Speaking for us. You know what I mean? And those of us who don't work on weekends.
What you guys do yesterday? Anything?
What did I do yesterday? Feels like so long ago.
I got, yesterday I was tired because I get exhausted about explaining why we have the right to live. You know what I mean?
Who are you talking to?
Is this an exhausting conversation? Just this, I mean, because there's so many different scenarios. You know what I mean? So many different things happening. Like I said yesterday when I gave the Las Vegas Raiders donkey of the day, it's just like, yo, no, we don't have a moment to breathe. Because until there's some real police reform in this country, we're going to continue to see these things happen. And we've continued to see these things happen since the George Floyd verdict. So it just gets exhausting. Yeah. Constantly having conversations about why we deserve to live.
And then
That's
watching
all.
the news, you saw in Oklahoma they passed a law that protects drivers who run over protesters.
Yes, and the fact that they're pushing to pass these anti-riot bills in states all across the country. What about police reform? Yeah. That's what we need.
Yeah, yesterday I was in Queens. I was my mom and dad's house, and I love going over there to have these conversations. And you know, my dad's a retired police officer, so I get both sides of feelings, you know, him being black and him being an officer and his thoughts on things. And we just go down everything. So, of course, we went to, you know, George Floyd in that case, Derek Chauvin case, and he was like, I said, were you surprised? He was like, no, he should be in jail. He was like, what he did, he should be in jail. I said, you weren't surprised with 3 guilties? He said, no, that man deserved to go to jail. I'm surprised it took even that long. Then I asked him about the taser case, right? And I was like, well, what about the taser? He's like, she should be in jail. I said, well, you know, do you feel like, you know, she could have made an accident? He was like, what kind of accident is that? The taser doesn't weigh no more, like, you know the weight of a taser. She's been on the job 26 years. She said, a lot of the problem is a lot of these officers is, and I said, what? He was like, yeah, they scared of hand-to-hand combat. He was like, they teach you hand-to-hand combat. They're like,
and they're scared of black people.
And they said they teach you that your weapon should be your last line of defense. When you feel threatened, that's when you should use your weapon. Then I asked him about the stabbing. The girl that was, you know, if you remember the case,
Micaiah.
I think she was 15 or 16, Micaiah, she was getting into a fight and, you know...
It was her property. Actually, you know, she had got jumped before by those girls.
Right, she got
so
jumped
those girls
before.
came
She
to
called
her
the
house.
police.
Yeah, those girls came to her house to jump her again, so she called the police.
So my dad said on that one, he said, that's a tricky one. I said, well, why? He said, because, you know, when the cops jumped out, all they see is they don't know who's who at that point, and they see a young lady, you know, with a knife going at another young lady. So at that point, they have to decide, you know, is she going to try to kill that person? Because being an officer, you have the right to defend a person if their life is in danger.
The problem I have with that, though, is that when it comes to black people, it seems like force, and fatal force is the only options that we have. Like they don't try anything else. There's no de-escalation. There's no tasers. There's no rubber bullets. It's black people, pow, 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 pow.
Yeah,
That's the problem I have. And if you really cared about that girl that he was protecting, he shot 4 times. That's excessive. He could have hit the girl. He could have hit the girl he was so-called trying to protect.
Yeah, he said, you know, in that case, he said, just imagine if that's your daughter and somebody would come in with a knife to stab your daughter.
You're not a trained police officer.
You're not going to want them to stop that person. So
You're not a trained police officer, though.
What you mean?
You're not a trained police officer. You said, imagine that was your daughter. That wasn't his daughter.
Meaning the officer. No, they said, imagine if that was your daughter and you see that video and then you see somebody chasing your daughter with a knife and that person could have possibly killed your daughter. He was like, the officer doesn't know what's going on. He's just trying to stop an attempt or the murder.
Yeah, but 4 shots is excessive.
4 shots is excessive.
And that's the point. And that's my point. When it comes to us, it's always fatal force. It don't matter if it's kids. It don't matter if it's women. It don't matter if it's adults. It never matters when it comes to the police and black people. It's always fatal force.
And the last one was, you know, we were talking about the mass shooting in Long Island. And Stop and Shop. And my parents were like, they go to that Stop and Shop. And they were actually supposed to go to that Stop and Shop the day before.
Lord have mercy.
They said that they know the guy. They see him all the time pushing the carts. They said that Stop and Shop usually handles, they usually hire handicapped people to help. So they go to that Stop and Shop because they like the fact that, you know, they hire people from the community that might not be, you know, quote unquote regular. And they said that guy, they used to make fun of, people used to make fun of him because he got shot in the head before, so his head was kind of slanted in. So he said they knew him. He pushed the carts. They knew him all the time. So they was like, that one was a little crazy as well. So we got a chance to talk about all that. So anyway, let's get right into front page news. Let's get right into it. Let's go, Ramos.
There we go.
Here
All right,
we
let's go.
We live show. It's a live show.
Man, I hate to have to get into this after that whole monologue, but according to the DA in Knoxville police were justified in the fatal shooting of an Austin East Magnet High School student. He was in the bathroom.
That's another horrible one.
That's another one.
Yeah, so this is a really crazy case. So apparently, the mother of a woman that Anthony J. Thompson was dating, he's 17 years old. He was shot and killed by the police at his Knoxville, Tennessee high school last week. The woman called the police, right? Now, according to her, what she's saying is that Anthony J. Thompson and her daughter, Alexis Page, got into a physical altercation at the school. That's when Alexis's mother, Regina Perkins, called the police on her daughter's boyfriend of 9 months. She said she unsuccessfully tried to reach Thompson's mother, couldn't get her on the phone, and then called the police. Not long after, the officer went to Perkins' home to take a report. Perkins saw a helicopter flying over the school, heard reports of a lockdown, and she also had told the police that the teen likely wasn't armed. Somehow the police ended up in the bathroom. He was in the stall. One of his friends was in another stall and ended up shooting and killing Anthony J. Thompson Jr. So they are saying that the officer will not be charged.
Yeah, I saw the mother apologizing yesterday, saying she wished she had never called the police.
That's crazy.
on Anthony, because she didn't know the police were going to kill him. What the hell do y'all think happens? I just told y'all that when it comes to us, it's force, and fatal force.
Now, a lot of people want them to release the video, since that happened, because this happened on April 12th. And so, according to the police, they said they went into the school's bathroom and they went to go find Thompson after the girlfriend's mother accused him of beating her daughter at school. Thompson and his best friend were inside in separate stalls. They said it's not clear whether police knew that when they entered the bathroom. According to body camera footage, there were 4 officers in the bathroom, and they surrounded Thompson. He was wearing a backpack. They started pulling him out of the stall. Then they said they saw a gun in the front pocket of Thompson's hoodie. And they said that Anthony Thompson had his hand on the butt of the gun, and suddenly Thompson's gun fired. Somehow his gun fired. So they believed that one of the officers had been shot, so one of the other officers fired and struck Thompson in the chest.
So the kid had a gun?
Yeah.
I didn't hear
That's what they're saying. Now, let's be clear. This is what the police are saying, so we don't know for sure what's real and what's not.
Yeah, 'cause I read
but
something
this is
yesterday.
what the police officer is saying, that he saw a gun in the front pocket of Thompson's hoodie.
Yeah, because I read something yesterday. I don't know if it's true or not, but they said that the cop shot himself accidentally. And so when the cop shot himself accidentally, the other cops came in there and thought that the kid Thompson had shot him, and that's when they started shooting. I don't know what's true and what's not true.
Right.
I just know, how can we breathe? Okay, how can you have any sigh of relief? The trauma never stops. We're constantly triggered. Cop won't be charged in this situation. Nothing happens. Until there's some type of police reform in this country, there is nothing that is going to change.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do have footage, so it'll be interesting if we have a chance to see that footage. But according to the district attorney, she said she reviewed body camera footage, went over the evidence with Thompson's family to explain why she's refusing to charge the officers in his death. And she didn't explain to reporters what the family's reaction was or whether or not the family agreed with her decision.
Well, put the footage out then. Mm-hmm. If you're not hiding nothing and everything went the way y'all said it went, put the footage out.
Well, according to the DA, she said the family asked her not to release the footage that day. So maybe it's coming out soon, but maybe they needed a minute to process it. I don't know.
Sheesh.
But she spent 4 hours, she said, with the family, and it was painfully long. But the only thing the family asked her to do was not to release the video today.
And even if the kid had a gun and the gun, went off, that's still not no reason to come in there firing, is it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so there's 2 different accounts, so we don't know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We knew what the police claimed, but I think the footage is now available, so if you want to try to look for it.
But it depends. If the gun went off and they don't know where it went off, they're going to fire it back. But I didn't hear there was a gun. This is the first time I'm hearing that there was a gun.
I did read that there was 2 different accounts, though. I forgot who they said released 2 different accounts. I don't know if it was the police department or somebody released 2 different accounts of the situation.
All right. You ain't got no babies born?
I'm sure there was some babies born.
Well,
Nobody
all
won a
right, here's
lotto?
some good news. They
Okay.
said that if you are pregnant, they said that the COVID vaccine is safe to take.
Nah, on your own with that one, B.
About that one.
You think I'm not even sure I want to take it. You think I'm gonna take it while I got a baby in my stomach? I'm cool.
Well, they're saying it's safe during pregnancy. I don't know that I would take that risk.
But I ain't gonna front. If you got a baby in your stomach, Charlamagne, I would go for it, bro.
If I got a baby in my stomach, it's yours. You want to tell Gia now? Should I tell my wife now? When you want to tell her?
You play too much.
Well, we know how it got there.
When you want to tell her?
How to get there?
When you want to tell her?
All right. You play too much.
What?
Bro.
You wanted it. I didn't know you wanted to break it like
Oh, he
this.
said you're the one.
I didn't know you wanted to break the news like this.
Get it off your
Wow.
You are
chest.
the one.
800-585.
Envy,
You
you're
play
the
too
one.
much. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. This guy's crazy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.